How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today's video is going to be a little different. I've been up in the north of Ireland for the past weekend, so I just got home a few hours ago, and I was going to do a bit of editing on one of the movie reactions, but I just kind of wanted to take a break. um, I'm just kind of not up to it because quite a long, it's like a 4 hour drive getting back from the north, so I just said I'd do a quick little video on what I love watching on YouTube, which is movie collections. So I just said I'd share my movie collection. You see some of the films. Obviously, you've seen a lot of films I haven't seen before, so now you might see some of the films that I have seen and some of my favorite films. But hopefully you'll enjoy it. And yeah, with that, we'll get into the collection. Start with horror, seeing as that's my favorite genre and probably the genre I have the most films from. So first off, we have it's the Universal Monsters collection. So you have Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, The Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, and Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, I haven't seen Phantom of the Opera or Creature from the Black Lagoon yet, even though I've had this collection since I'd say 2013. I don't know why I haven't watched those two yet. Maybe they're two I could watch for the channel. You can maybe let me know in the comments if you think they might be two good ones to watch on the channel. Um, I love Frankenstein. That's like one of my favorite, not only just one of my favorite horrors, one of my favorite films of all time. Next, we have City of the Living Dead. Yeah, it was okay. A lot of gore. Uh, Black Sabbath. Now, this is a very interesting one because it's like three different stories in one. This the one with about the ring. This woman tries to steal a ring off this dead person. Is very creepy, very disturbing. Black Sunday, another interesting one. I think it's a Mario Bava. Baron Blood. Uh, it was okay. We have An American Werewolf in London, which is one of my favorites. This is like fantastic horror with some great humor in it. I think you all know this one. The premise of this one: with the two Americans backpacking through Europe and get attacked in the moors. But yeah, really good one. Doctor Sleep, which I haven't watched yet, which is so weird because I love The Shining and I love Ewan McGregor, but I haven't seen it yet. I don't know why. Maybe I might save it for Halloween. Maybe I'll watch it for the channel during October. Might be an idea. But yeah, definitely intend to watch it. Uh, Arachnophobia, which is a very interesting one because I'm actually terrified of spiders, but I love this film. Then you have A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, which is like one of my favorite horror films of all time, and one of my favorite slashers, probably just behind Scream, probably. It's touch and go between those two. They'd be my two favorite of the slasher genre. Great premise, to like what a premise, just classic. We have The Company of Wolves. I haven't seen this film, but I heard it's quite an interesting kind of. I think it's like a reimagining of the Little Red Riding Hood. I think. Could be wrong, but I heard it's an interesting one. Let's check out. Uh, Death Proof. I really like this film. It's a lot of fun. With Quentin Tarantino. Um, what you call it? Kurt Russell is in it as well. Yeah, fun film. Countess Dracula. So it's a Hammer one. Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It's a really good silent horror movie. Demons. Just a crazy horror film. Just absolutely ridiculous, but entertaining, and some fun music in it as well. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I watched this a lot as a child, so I kind of have there's a I guess nostalgic factor to it. Not the best horror film in the world, but it's fine. It's fine. A good soundtrack as well. Interview with the Vampire with Thomas Cruise, Bradley Pitt, and I love I love calling Tom Cruise Thomas Cruise and Brad Pitt Bradley Pitt. I don't know. I have strange things make me laugh. I don't know why. And I believe Christian Slater took over from River Phoenix, who'd actually passed away before they started filming it. Been a long time since I've seen this film actually, but yeah, I remember enjoying it. Inferno, which is kind of like a sequel to Suspiria, but yeah, very very enjoyable horror film. Misery. This is fantastic. This is like one of just top favorite for me of film or horror. Uh, Kathy Bates, unbelievable. And obviously, the late James Caan as well is really good as uh, Paul Sheldon, obviously based on the Stephen King novel. Brilliant film. Then we have The Lost Boys, which I think it's more, it has horror elements, but it's not flat out horror. It's kind of, there's a bit of adventure there as well, that kind of 80s adventure. So really, really fun film though, really, and a fantastic soundtrack. So we have Nosferatu, which is just phenomenal. And then the original from 1922, just so atmospheric. One of the very first kind of depictions of Dracula. Yeah, just such a good. I guess I watch this more often than I watch this Halloween night. Lights off, just maybe a candle or two, and it's just so atmospheric. Just it's amazing. It's so good. I really want to get the remake, the '79 remake with Klaus Kinski on Blu-ray as well. That's fantastic too. Hopefully I can find a copy of it. But yeah, this is top-notch horror. Got the Omega Man, Tenebrae. Keep saying fun film. I don't know when I'm saying I like the film. I'll try and stop that. Psycho. Fantastic. Brilliant. Excellent. What can be said about this that hasn't already been said? Night of the Comet. Plague of the Zombies. Another Hammer horror entrant. Reptile. Another. Scream. The original. One of my all-time favorites. Probably for me the best slasher film of all time. Scream 2. Without doubt the best sequel. Then we have Shallow Grave. Now this is a film, I think maybe in America in particular, not a lot of people have seen. Could be wrong though. If you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I just feel like it's not talked about nearly enough when we talk about great horror films. This, like, if you haven't seen this film, couldn't recommend it more. It's such a good film. It's like Danny Boyle's first film he directed, I believe, first like feature length film, and like you've a young Ewan McGregor in here. You've Christopher Eccleston, who played Doctor Who in the early 2000s, I believe, and Kerry Fox is in it as well. It just it I don't want to give anything away, but it just the way it descends, the storyline descends, where it goes. Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. Is what it is. Couldn't recommend it more. Just realized I didn't have the background for the video so far, so apologies about that. So we've Salem's Lot, The Shining. For me, the greatest horror film of all time. Just absolutely extraordinary. And I always say there's almost, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any real jump scares in this film, and it's the best horror film of all time, in my opinion. It is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, The Thing with Kurt Russell, one of the best films ever to create that use of paranoia and like who do you trust and who do you not trust. The Terminator, the original, for me the best, without doubt the best Terminator film ever made. None of the others come close. You have it's because I think it's because it's so gritty, low budget. Arnold for me was always better as a villain, and then you have Sean Bean, I was going to say Michael Bean's character and Linda Hamilton. They have this great chemistry together as well. So, and it just there's no let up with this film. It's fantastic, fantastic. God, I'm saying it again, fantastic, fantastic. But you get what I mean. Um, The Terror. Now this is an interesting one because this is one of the first films Jack Nicholson did, I think, and also Boris Karloff is in it. I think it's during the kind of the Napoleonic War, and he kind of washed ashore, and he's kind of nursed back to health. And to be honest, it's been so long since I've seen this film, I kind of forget what happens. I need to watch it again. But yeah, I remember enjoying it anyway. I remember enjoying it, yet I forget the ending. uh, Witchfinder Generals, another interesting kind of period horror film. The Vampire Lovers. I've actually not seen this one yet. It's another Hammer entrant. We have Great Migrations, which is it's a really good National Geographic wildlife documentary. Now, so we have the Jurassic Park original trilogy. First one of my favorite films of all time. Second one, Lost World. That's a good film. Third one, It's okay, nothing special. Game of Thrones Season 1. We have the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended edition versions. I actually couldn't watch the theatrical versions. Now I have to watch the extended versions. Yeah, especially because Boromir is my favorite character, and you really kind of see an extra dimension to his character when you watch the extended edition in particular. You have Star Trek: The Next Generation seasons 1 to 7, the entire box set collection. My favorite TV show of all time. We have the old Batman series. I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 seasons are on this, but it's the entire collection with Adam West and Burt Ward. A lot of fun. I remember watching this as a child. It was all so entertaining, just delightfully funny. Back to the Future trilogy. First one was one of my favorite films of all time. Second one is one of my favorite sequels. Is my favorite sequel of all time, actually. Third one is fun as well, actually. We have Quantum Leap, all 5 seasons, box set. Great show. Grew up watching this in the 90s. A lot of fun. Stranger Things season 1. I love this box set, or just box set, because it's like they have like one of the old videos, and like I love the way it's kind of, it looks like it's all worn out, like it's been there for years. And you see obviously this, and then you decide you've got, hang on, right, got the discs there inside. I know season 2 and I don't know about season 3, but I know season 2 you can get as well like this, and I really want to get it, but it's hard to find at the moment. Hopefully one day I'll acquire it. Miami Vice seasons 1 to 5. I only actually just started the first season. Mad Max, the original trilogy. You've got, so since I've obviously started watching westerns for the channel, I finally got one to add to the collection, the movie collection. I suppose no better place to start than the Dollars trilogy. I still maintain that For a Few Dollars More is the best of the three, though. Argo, Ben-Hur, epic. Boys in the Hood, great film. Braveheart, still haven't seen this film entirely. I've only seen bits of it, but I need to watch it. The Breakfast Club, Chinatown, Jack Nicholson, brilliant. Collateral, Tom Cruise is an amazing villain. Cul-de-sac, really good film. Jewel, you have the James Bond. So this collection, it goes up as like 2 different sets. So it goes up to as far as Skyfall. I've actually seen none of the Daniel Craig films yet. There's some really entertaining films in here, and there's a few not so entertaining ones as well. Gladiator, Jackass 3, such a funny film. Jason and the Argonauts, I love the scene with the battle and the skeletons, it looks really cool. Jaws, one of my all-time favourite films. Jaws 2, nowhere near the original, but definitely the best of the sequels, and Roy Scheider does a really good performance in it. He kind of carries the film, I think. Jaws the Revenge, I don't know why I have this film. I know it's terrible, but I still watch it from time to time. I don't really know why. Joker. This is phenomenal. I remember watching this in the cinema, and like halfway through, I kind of sat up in my chair, just realizing what an amazing film I was watching. The Karate Kid, the original, the best. Watching the series as well, Cobra Kai. I haven't watched the latest season yet, but it's fun. But nothing tops the original. King of Kings with Jeffrey Hunter. A good take as Jesus. Kingdom of Heaven. I've never seen this with what's his name again? The guy who played Legolas. Orlando Bloom. Yeah. Zulu. And Knife in the Water. The Last Samurai. Master and Commander. Far Side of the World, yeah. Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. Stand By Me, my favorite film of all time. Absolutely amazing. Like, loved it as a child, but as an adult, I appreciate it on a completely different level. Unbelievable. The Neverending Story. Planet of the Apes, the original. God, I love this film so much. Robin Hood. Snatch. Trainspotting. Probably the greatest British film of all time. And one of the greatest films of all time. In my opinion. T2 Trainspotting. One of the greatest sequels of all time. And the greatest sequel entitled T2. The Truman Show, Jim Carrey's best film. Venus and Fur. American Horror Story Season 1. Never watched anything after the first season. The Skull, which is a Hammer horror film with Peter Cushing and oh god, the guy who played Sauron, Christopher Lee. Twins of Evil, another quite a few Hammer. I kind of forgot how many Hammer horror films I have. Quatermass in the Pit, which was like a mini series, kind of a British sci-fi horror. Fun, very fun. We had Eden Lake. I remember not enjoying this as much as I thought I would, for whatever reason. I need to give it a second go. We have Twilight Zone Season 1, Twilight Zone Season 2, Twilight Zone Season 3, Twilight Zone Season 4, and Twilight Zone Season 5. So yeah, that's it. It's not a massive collection compared to some of the other ones that you can see on YouTube. It's pretty small, but yeah, that's what I have so far. I do love physical media though. Like I've started collecting some records as well in the last few years. I do like having that. Just something about the physical component of entertainment or things that you use, whether it's books or movies or records, whatever it is. Yeah, I just like having them on the shelf, just tangible. But yeah, guys, that was just a small little video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. But yeah, anyway, until the next movie reaction, Slongafall.